If there's one advice I can give you about this film, trust no one. Because no one truly is who they appear to be. So many twists and turns, so many thoughts. Let's jump into my review of the new film, Sharper. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Sharper, which is coming to theaters February 10th, and then it will be releasing on Apple TV Plus February 17th. Now, my interest in this film was the cast: Julianne Moore, Sebastian, Justice Smith, Briana Middleton. Then you read the synopsis and you're like, okay, I like a film that is very it's implying how much deceitfulness is going to be in the film. So like, sure. I mean, like, what's a film where you can't trust Sebastian Stan? What does that look like? You know what I mean? He's such a likable person, and he's always played likable characters. Like, yeah, sure. And like, granted, the synopsis reads: no one is who they seem in Sharper, a neo-noir thriller of secrets and lies set amongst New York City's bedrooms, barrooms, and boardrooms. I mean, it's well written and certainly sparked my interest. And I gotta tell you, even with that being said, it is truly about riches, power, shall I say revenge, and then romance, jealousy, greed. All those sorts of different things are all intertwined in this film. And no matter what, just don't trust anybody. That's just literally my advice. You literally can't trust no one. It feels like a Ponzi scheme of one person taking advantage of a next person, taking advantage of the next person, and then a person who's gotten taken advantage of is back for revenge. Everywhere you go with this film, it's just more and more lies being told, and somebody coming after the next person. It's just so much going on here. But hey, overall, it's a really good film. And at first I kind of was thinking like, well, what's the purpose of the film? Like, how does this conclude? Like, what's happening? The first 20 minutes of the film gives you this introduction that feels like, oh, this is some type of romance, drama. I don't know. You get introduced to our two characters, Sandra and Tom. And Tom runs a bookstore. He's played by Justice Smith. And Sandra is a college student played by Briana Middleton. And like, the way how they kind of interact with each other, it's like, oh, this is cute. Oh, Tom is falling for her. And then some shadiness goes down, and we're just like, wait, what? Like, what is happening? And the way how they construct this film is by each character gets a chapter, and that gives us the background of these characters. And while a couple of the chapters kind of goes back in history a little bit, back in the past a little bit, to kind of give us the information and sort of the profiling of these characters, a couple of them do actually become present tense, but nonetheless, they all connect. From Sandra to Tom to Max, who's played by Sebastian, just everybody who's involved, one way or another, we get introduced to the characters and see their connections to the other character, even with Julianne Moore's character in Madeline. So again, it's like a film that is like a romantic drama that turns into something much more different. And honestly, if you had not read the synopsis or read the trailer, you're going to be so caught off guard at the direction of where this film takes. It's kind of mind-blowing, but it's so enjoyable because the more and more you get deeper into the film, the more and more the lies, the more and more that folks are taking advantage of one another, the more and more interested you get. Even to the point that like how this film ends is so good. The ending is so good because I started to have my concerns of how do you wrap this up. I don't want to give any spoilers here, but there's so much that's kind of going on. I felt like maybe it's going to kind of get lost. Like the whole plot, the whole, what should I say? The whole conflict of the film, I felt like was just going to get lost of one person cheating the next person, cheating the next person, and so on. Because it is about money. It's all about money here. But then there is some love and intertwined in this. And you just don't know who to trust. Because even at points where you start to see the characters not trust one another, the viewers, you get invested and you start not trusting these characters. Like, there's a point where I'm like, I don't care what this character does. I do not trust them. I do not trust their intentions at all. So yeah, there's parts that seems a little bit out of my circle of beliefs in terms of like how things are kind of transpiring, because like granted, when you learn about how folks are taking advantage of one another, you think like, well, what would you do in this situation? And there's a couple of moments. I'll kind of zoom in on one. There's a moment in a hotel with Max and with Sandra where you're just like, yeah, if I was this third party person that was involved here, there's no way I would just allow these sorts of different things to happen. So at points I was kind of getting disinterested because I was just like, yeah, this is clearly just way out of my circle of beliefs here. Like it just wouldn't happen this way. But I do think the film does reel you back in because things really starts to get juicy, and then things do get back on track in terms of the manipulation that's being instated in so many different things. Folks are using each other, you know, and then you see things happen and develop that just come out of nowhere. So I think it takes about almost an hour and 30 minutes into the film, probably like an hour and 20 minutes into the film, where things truly start to come full circle. And when they get into that third phase of this film, it's no more games at this point now. Now we get to the part of how this is all going to get resolved, and people are getting exposed, and sort of truth to the plot comes out, even though there's still a bunch of lies going on with everybody in there. So yeah, as these chapters of each characters, they start to collide, and then things come to a head here. So I gotta say, like, the crime mystery aspect is in full stride in this third act. The third act is so strong that it just makes this film work. It kind of redeems some of the things in the beginning of the film that I was just kind of like, I don't know if I can get with that or whatnot. So it's good. It's shocking. And as I said, no one is believable. Like, no one, especially anybody who gets in the situation where they have to plead, where they're trying to make a deal in negotiation. You just can't trust them, you know. Everyone's trying to one up one another, and it's just twist after twist after twist. So I actually think this film was done really well. The performances was really solid. Julianne is fantastic. Justice Smith, I swear, is just growing up right in front of my eyes here, and seeing him in Detective Pikachu to this, he's a grown man in this now. Like, he's just a whole different beast of an actor. So I really appreciate his work. Sebastian Stan is actually one of the most likable people to look on screen, and for him to kind of bamboozle you into being a likable person, to kind of being this manipulative jerk in this, yeah, it was kind of hard to watch, but yet it's just a good performance for him as well too. And there's other folks you would definitely recognize in this as well too. Philip Johnson Richardson is another name of somebody I'm familiar with their work. Some he plays this character Tipsy, who's a detective. So you know, I've seen him in this show Little Voice, which I was just talking about the show not too long ago as well too. So like, yes, there's an assembled cast here of folks that really makes this film work, and it's totally worth a watch. I think this film is enjoyable, good twist, it's not predictable. Yes, there's moments where it's just really extends my belief, and it's just like it takes you out a little bit, but I think the third act is so strong, it reels you back in, and it totally makes this a worth watch. So, but yeah, you get two ways to watch this. Check it out in theaters February 10th, or on Apple TV Plus February 17th. Look here, folks, just be ready to be shocked. It's a lot going on in this film, and I like a good film that keeps you guessing, that is unpredictable, with so many twists and turns, and as you try to understand one's motivations, and then who's the suspect, and expectations that are kind of going on here, and so many things happening, it's going to keep you invested the entire time regardless. Either way, folks, jump in the comments. You let me know your thoughts about it when you do, and stick around for more reviews very soon.